Hi, my name is Andrew, and I'm the Program Director at Pardons Canada. Pardons Canada has been helping people remove old criminal records and obtain U.S. entry waivers for the past 20 years. Pardons Canada is a non-profit organization, and we help hundreds of people each week across the country, from British Columbia all the way to Newfoundland. We have also written a national best-selling book called Your Guide to Canadian Law, which has answers to hundreds of common legal questions. If you have a criminal record, or even if you have been fingerprinted by the police and the charges were later withdrawn, stayed, dismissed, diversion, absolute or conditional discharge, then your criminal record can be seen by the public. Here is an example of what a criminal background check looks like. As you can see in the first column, it shows the date and the place of the disposition. The second column shows the actual conviction itself, in this case, a possession of stolen property over $200. The third column shows the punishment, in this case, a probation for 15 months. As you can see in the fourth column, this charge for possession of stolen property under $200 is withdrawn. So again, even if you were fingerprinted by the police and the charge is later withdrawn, it shows up on this criminal background check. So why do you need a pardon, record suspension, or file destruction? The two most common reasons is for employment and for traveling. Almost every employer in the country is currently doing criminal background checks. So even if your charge is very old and it's small, it can still be seen by an employer. If your charges were withdrawn, dismissed, stayed, absolute or conditional discharge, an employer can still see that. Also, if you have a criminal record, no matter how old or how small, it can be seen by the Americans. So when you're crossing the border, if you have a criminal record, the Americans can deny you entry. Other situations where a criminal record can get in the way is for volunteering or coaching for your kids' hockey or soccer or any other sport, for bonding purposes, for licensing, for apartment rentals, and for adoption, just to name a few. At Pardons Canada, we will gather and prepare all the paperwork that is necessary to obtain your pardon, record suspension, or file destruction, so that your criminal record can no longer be seen by employers and the Americans. If you have been denied entry to the United States, then you will need a U.S. entry waiver, also known as an I-192, in order to return to the United States in the future. Regardless of your situation, whether you've been charged by the police and those charges were later withdrawn, dismissed, stayed, diversion, absolute or conditional discharge, or whether you have multiple criminal convictions in your past, it is important you take the steps to remove that old criminal record so that you can be free in the future. You'll feel a huge sense of relief and freedom once you start the process of removing your old criminal past. At Pardons Canada, we are pleased to help you along the path of removing your old criminal record and or obtaining a U.S. entry waiver. You may learn a lot more on our website or read our blogs at www.pardons.org. You may also call our toll-free hotline and speak to a counselor about your personal situation at any time.